So, hello. The last debate of A-FilmTeensFest is about to start. I would like to thank everyone who has joined us, who's watching us, and we will one by one introduce our creators who has joined us today. So, if I may, Mackenzie, are you here? Can you let us know? Mackenzie, great. Great, I can see you. Awesome. And then the one creator whose name is a hard one, but I'm gonna go with Acacia. Are you here? Can't see.
Maybe we should spell the name. So
Oh, perfect.
Yes, we can hear you. Can you please tell me what's the right way to tell your name?
Acaxia.
Acacia? Acacia, awesome. Perfect. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Kristýna, and together with Michelle, we're going to be hosting today's debate. So, Michelle, do you have anything to add? Introduce yourself.
Hello. I'm host number 2, and we should probably start with the first creator. The project Crowd Call and Response, The Real Youth, is a sequence of cuts of nature and human interventions in it, supplemented by a DJ mix of a DJ X, also known as Axaxia on Castro. I hope I pronounce it right, or just you could introduce yourself and tell a little story maybe behind the movie.
Hi, I am Acacia, and I would like to acknowledge that we live on the unceded lands of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. And I'm zooming in on so-called Canada, Vancouver. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, welcome. So what led you to the idea of creating the short film concept like this?
Well, I grew up around a lot of water protectors, and I am one myself. I always thought of many ways I could try and spread the word. And when I found out that I could make a film, that's when I thought, oh, maybe I can this is my calling, how to spread the word. And I was given the opportunity by Envision Real Youth and Sarah School of Music. It was their first get together, and so many youths across so-called Canada all came from Sarah School of Music to make films for their songs they had already made. But since I didn't make one, but I remembered I am a DJ, and so I just asked my auntie if I could sample some of her songs, and so I just made my DJ mix, and then took me about a day to make, which was good, but yeah.
To be honest, I didn't expect that you would be so young. Can you tell us how old are you?
Well, I'm 11. I'm turning 12 this Friday.
That's kind of impressive to me. I think it's a really brave way how you could express your feelings towards something that you are surrounded by, and it makes definitely sense to me. And I was just wondering, what would you like to change in your country or in local, like your local problem, what exactly is something that it's on your mind, like from like this ecological perspective or environmental?
Well, something that I would like to change is like all the pipelines running through so-called Canada, like all through Turtle Island, because it's like transferring like a lot of oil, and if any, like if it breaks and spills, then if it goes into the water, then we won't really have any like clean water to drink or use. So yeah.
Yeah, it's great that you have this like very like adult thoughts that you could express by your art. Did you have any experience in DJing, or it was like your first time?
Well, I did. I was invited before to a queer arts DJ fest, and that's where I was taught by DJ Osho how to actually like DJ and stuff. So after that performance, my mom bought me a DJ setup. So yeah.
That's great. It's amazing that you have such an amazing support, that you're able to do your music, but as well your film, and you could present it on this platform all over the world. I think that's great, and you have like such a huge like thought in it, and it could be impactful for like all the different ages, and because this fest is from a different like age group, so I think it's really interesting from at least my point of view. What led you to this like cuts? Did you prepare those cuts before, or it was really random? You just go to the places that you thought they're most likely to be shot, or what was your process of filming your film?
Well, I just kind of went with the song, but I live near a place where there's both like very natural things, which is what I needed, and also a lot of man-made things. So first I like shot all of the natural, like all of nature and stuff, and then I got to the parts where it was like there's this tree that was like cut down, and it was like really big, and it had like a chain. So I just thought, oh, maybe this is also something I can use, because they used to cut down like a lot of big trees, and because it was really hard for them to take it down, they had to use chains.
Yeah, I could feel your pain in your voice. I understand your process. I was just asking more about if it was planned or it was just random, but you already answer me. So thank you. Akasha. I'm sorry. You have amazing name, but I'm really bad in spelling. So thank you very much for your part of this discussion. Do we have any questions from the chat question? let me check. Oh, no, but you could still type down on the chat box if you have any questions for this young filmmaker. And thank you very much for this part and for your presentation.
Thank you.
So what do we have next? I think it's your part, Kristýna. Is it right?
Yes. Now let's go and take the sunlight to Mackenzie. If he's ready.
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, Mackenzie, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into filmmaking?
So, I'm Mackenzie. I'm zooming in from Richmond, Canada. So like Vancouver, Canada, where Acacia is from also. How I got into filmmaking, I think it was actually just a film program that actually got me into it. I was a bit like kind of interested in it before, but when I got into the film program, it really gave me an opportunity to grow my film talents.
And the movies that you're representing here at the competition, All Alone and Do Hard Things, were they your first films, or how would you say that you've progressed artistically? Like, where do you find yourself now? Was this a first movie or like rather a more evolved one?
It was a first movie, but I think it came from a lot of trial and error before that first movie. So it was like basically like 2 years of learning and thinking before that first movie came out.
I just want to say a quick hi to Albert Chan. Hello, who's joined us, and Stephanie. So hello.
Sorry I'm late because we thought it was at 1, but it's right now. So
You're good. You're good. You made it.
Hello.
And hello, Stephanie.
So sorry I'm late.
You're
How are you
okay.
all?
You're okay. We're just right now talking about Mackenzie, and then we have Bed Box next, and then we're gonna move to your turn, to your slot. So hang in there. But we know of you and all works, so that's good. Thank you.
Good.
Mackenzie, back to you. I wanted to ask because both of your movies are, I would say, rather inspirational, and they have this like do big things, choose fear, choose happiness over fear. That was the message of the movie, I think. Why did you decide to go this direction?
Actually, it was kind of like an accident. I did not plan it before. I was just sitting down on my computer thinking of what to write for my script, and I saw this book called Do Hard Things, and I was like, that sounds like what I've been doing before. So I decided to use my personal experiences and just make it into a film. I guess I also wanted to show other people that you can basically, what you can accomplish if you're just willing to do hard things.
And what is it for you? What is it, the hard thing that you had to do in order to evolve?
It was mostly pushing past my comfort zone in like exercises, like workouts and tricks. Yeah.
And the movie All Alone is set in a total isolation where a little boy is wondering where everyone went. Why is he alone? What's happening? I'm guessing this is a COVID related movie. Do you feel like the isolation maybe gave you a chance to explore your artistic skills, or how did it influence you to be in isolation?
Oh yeah, I think it did. It did really. It gave me more time to explore filming and editing. So yeah, it did.
And who is this little boy that's running around?
It's my little brother.
Great. So you use your brother as an actor.
Yeah, I did. Mhm.
What was the work like? What was the work like relationship balance?
Oh, it was fine. I think it went okay.
Mhm.
There
Did
was
he
no
like
big
the outcome?
arguments. I think he did.
Mhm.
That's what he said. I don't know if he thought differently, but that's what he said.
That's what he said. And what has helped you to find hope in the silence and emptiness during isolation?
I think connection through friends online and like just having like just seeing life through a lens of gratefulness, basically.
Mhm. And do you think that filmmaking can also be like a little refugee or like a little thing that you can go to when you feel alone?
Oh yeah, all the hard things I did. Yeah, those are also something to hold on to.
Mhm. You say in the do the hard things, you say that just by doing the hard things, we can get better and we can actually grow. What or who pushes you to do the hard things?
So I'm actually more self-motivated than some of my friends. I think it just comes natural to me. Some reasons for that might be because I'm homeschooled, which means I actually time manage in order to get my schoolwork done. And by doing that, I think I train myself to actually have some self-motivation. And also, I think a friend who joins you is really beneficial because I had someone who did all like the crazy stunts and workouts that I showed in the video with me. Well, I didn't show him, but um, yeah, it really helped me with the motivation. So it's like a win-win scenario. You motivate him and he motivates you.
That's awesome, the balance. And why do you think people choose to do the easy things rather than doing the hard ones?
I think it's just our nature. We're inherently lazy because if it's like if there's an easier way, we just take it. If it's more efficient, we take it. So because we just don't like using too much effort. And I think that's a good thing because if we do, we wouldn't be alive because we would always try to do the hard things. But like I think there has to be a balance because you gotta do hard things in order to grow, but you can't just always do hard things because you're gonna like burn out. It's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm. Well, what is your next hard thing? What are you currently working on?
Finishing school.
That seems to be one of the hardest.
Yeah, it's still pretty hard.
And your school is film school, or you're doing another one like on top of that? That's film related.
Oh, I'm still in high school, so yeah, so that's a big one. And
what about the film program that you said got you into filmmaking? What other projects did they have you make?
Actually, I haven't had the chance to join it for another time, but I don't know, some ideas are going through my head. I don't know if I'll actually make the films, but who knows?
And what is your biggest dream? Be it feature movie or I don't know, like write some script. What do you think? I don't know. I know all big questions, but
I'm actually not sure. I don't know. I might have to get back to you on that one.
It's okay. I'm fine just by the one that finishing high school is like the biggest milestone. And then you'll see what's next.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, tell your baby brother, not baby brother, but little brother actor that we said hi. And
okay, sounds good.
I wish you all the best for the next movies, and
Yes.
I hope you keep them inspirational, because I feel like people need hope. So it's good to see that on screen. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now I'm giving word to Michelle. We can't hear you.
Oh,
Now we
sorry.
can.
Now, perfect. So thank you very much for Mackenzie. And now we're gonna go to the Bryn Wright. He's a filmmaker from US in the under 18 category, whose animated film from the world of insects shows how humans treat these tiny creatures. The main idea of the film is to find a solution how to get rid of garden pests in the natural way. Instead of the chemicals that kills insects, humans should use animals that feed naturally on these pests. Hi, Brian. Can you see me, hear me? We couldn't hear you. Can you please turn on your mic? You have the same problems as me. Oh, thank you.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, I came up with this idea by, well, at first I was just playing with these kind of things, making random little clay figures. Then I got introduced to this kind of type of animation called claymation. So I decided to test it out.
Oh, so it's a clay or plasticine? Is it right? So
Yeah,
it's a clay. It's a clay. It's like colorful clay.
it's a kind of special clay. So when you
Oh.
were done making the thing, then you can actually bake it. So that's why
Wow.
I have all my other friends here. Hello.
Oh, can you show us?
Sure. Which ones would you like to see? I have all except the lizard.
Wow. And
But I
it just dry, or you have to put it in the oven? Oh,
You have to put it
nice.
in the oven for like 8 minutes, but then then next time you come out, then they're just dry.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So you have little sculptures. Definitely. And do you have the apple, like the inside of an apple, or it was a tomato? I'm not sure.
It was a tomato, but I don't have it right now. But I do have I have both sides of the tomato. The other side is, you saw it in the credits. It's not just.
Oh, yeah. I love also that you were so creative also on the very end of the movie, where all of the credits where you still have a lot of.
I mean, I don't want to make it boring. It's fun.
It was definitely not boring. It was so fun, so much fun. What is your relationship to bugs? Are you sometimes afraid of them?
It's kind of a thing, like with with the ladybug, I'm fine, and the spiders, if they're like just tiny little jumping spiders, I'm like, okay, hello. But if they're like big ones, big ones, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna give you your space. Goodbye.
Of course, but you still don't want to kill them. You want to, yeah.
I don't. I mean, like, I feel like when you do something like that, you can do the circle of life. The circle of life. And that's exactly what I did with.
Wow.
In fact, that's what got my idea for the movie in the first place.
Yes. But I'm still like really impressed in this, like being part of this festival. How many like young people are so brave and have this like adult thoughts that they are not afraid to express them in their art. So that's really amazing. How did you get into filming? Do you want to be a professional filmmaker when you grow up?
Yeah, I think so. I think I would like to.
And what
I
is
think-
your future plan? Do you have any like specific idea of or dream that you want to one day have like your own like feature film with the animation or live action, or what is your future plans if you have one?
I have an idea like how I can keep going with my film instead of like and I also want to try other kinds of films. Like right this second, I'm not working on a claymation. Instead, I'm working on a 2D animation. I've already done some part of it. We're working on testing it out, but I'm experimenting. We're experimenting. Yay.
No, that's great because the process is really important in art. And you have to love it. Do you enjoy the process?
The process of animation.
Yes.
I mean, it can take long hours. Like I could sit in my mom's bathroom for 2 or 3 hours, just going on the iPad, just clicking away.
Oh, you do it with your iPad in the bathroom. Really? I thought it was like
Yes.
some kind of like background people like helping you in real studio or something like that, or in school. So tell us more about it.
No, I think I mostly did it myself. And the only two things that that my mom and dad did were my mom bought me the clay because I don't have my own money. And my dad set up the lights because they're burning hot.
But still, the most of the work you did it. So that's great. I hope that one day we could hear more about you, because I thought it was really like enjoyable part of this festival. So thank you for that. And I think it's really nice to have like this deeper meanings behind the movies, especially when you're super young like you are. So I hope one day what do you think? Is it possible for this couple 10 or 20 years to get to this point where everyone is like this, like eco-friendly or environmentally friendly? Do you think it's possible?
I think maybe, but I know that a lot of things, some people like to have different types of yards. Others like to have a humongous tropical yard like us. I swear. It's like Hawaii in our backyard. Yay. And then others like to have it like a little cute little desert. Tiny little plants, which don't have as much bugs and aren't. But it's people's choice if they want to do eco-friendly or not.
Of course. We're not hating anyone. And like my last and final question is, your inspiration came from the garden that you have in your home.
Yeah, and by finding, I think we found pretty much all three of the main stars. You know, this man's been in our yard before. He's been in our garage before. And this guy's been, we used to have tomatoes and now they're gone.
So now we have solution from your great idea, right?
Yes, we do.
Amazing. So thank you very much, Bryn, for this part. And now we have to skip some other participant, but we're gonna go to the next movie, which is Diana's Best from Meredith Johnson. We will discuss this next film directly with the main actress. Good evening, Stephanie.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to A-FilmTeensFest Fest. What time is in your country?
It's 10:30.
Oh, nice.
We're in Colorado.
Wow, we're 1834, so that's
Okay.
kind of interesting.
It's so weird. So fun.
Yeah, it is. So I'm gonna introduce a little, really quickly the film. The film we're going to talk about now is from an American director, Meredith Johnson. Meredith is also a narrator who sings the story of Diana's life. Am I right?
Yeah. She's talented. Too talented.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Diana doesn't believe her because she doesn't look like ordinary girls. She has freckles and curls her hair, but she finds her happiness just when she realized that it's best to be yourself, and that's the best version of herself.
Yeah.
Stephanie, have you seen yourself in Diana? Have you ever had feelings like her?
Unfortunately, yeah. I wish I could say no, but I think we all do. Yeah, I mean, I've like not wanting to have straight hair. My hair's 6 straight. I used to hate that and I wanted it curly, and you never feel skinny enough. You never feel like you have the right clothes, like all the time. I think it's a daily struggle, but so I think it was helpful to kind of go into it that way, because there's nothing you cannot relate to with Diana. And a skin, I'm always looking at my skin like, oh my gosh, this is just terrible, and no one else can see it, but to me it's a big deal. So yeah, totally identify.
Yes. And are you still there, or did you move on from this place, or is it a process in your case?
Yeah, well, we filmed this back in 2019, I think. So yeah, and then we filmed in Alabama, and I live in Colorado, so that's quite a state difference. Oh no, so you mean I'm sorry, did I understand that right? Or did you mean like your question?
My question was like, if you are still feeling those thoughts or not.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes. I feel it less now, for sure. I don't wear makeup like anymore, unless it's like a fancy thing, or not that matters, but I'm able to feel really comfortable in my skin. And there's always little things where you look at yourself and I'm like, oh, I don't like this, or my skin is breaking out this week a lot, and I'm like, oh, whatever. But it's not that big of a deal anymore, which is so freeing, because then I can just focus on so much else in life and not be, it's so stressful when you're comparing yourself with other people, and you're, so no, I've gotten a lot more free from that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's relatable to other girls and like everyone, I think.
Yeah, sadly.
What advice would you give to young girls who are going through something similar?
Yeah, gosh. First, I would just say that, like, know that you are loved. How you are. You are immensely loved, and that you have value that can't be changed, that how you look and what you wear and the kind of relationships you have or don't have, that can't add to or take away from your value. So just know and kind of camp on that who I am is loved, and who I am is accepted. And so I think that for sure. And then I think for me, it's been extremely helpful to have a really good community around me. Just like a few close friends or a few mentors who are, 20 plus years older than me or something, and that I can trust and be confident with, or comfortable with, and share things like that with. And then they can give me feedback or give me affirmation, or, help me work through that. I think that's a big thing, which I know not everyone has a good community, but you can find them there. It just takes a little more work. Yeah, I think that, and for me, my relationship with God is probably my biggest freedom from these things. Having like daily relationship with Jesus Christ has just made all the difference for me. I used to struggle with so many things, and during a really dark time, the Lord kind of just found me, and I rededicated my life to Jesus. And it was like I was seeing in black and white and now I'm seeing in color. Like, I'm so different. And so I would encourage people to have a relationship with God, because I can't explain how that stuff doesn't matter to me anymore. That's why those things don't matter to me. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That's a great answer. Really inspirational. I was just wondering, is a wedding really the main happiness for a modern woman today? Or did she just stick to the style of the 50s in which the film takes place and the audience should take it more as an like exaggeration or something like that?
Yeah. I think, yes. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, no. Yeah, I think it is kind of more, I don't know if you call it like symbolic and more of, an exaggeration. Of course, marriage is beautiful and a gift and all of this, but it's not the ultimate fulfillment for anyone. It's a special thing, but I do think the film is trying to more relay how Diana, like you said in the beginning, learns to settle into who she is. And when she does that, that's when she finds who she really, her soulmate, and when she's trying to be someone she's not, she's crushing on some guy who doesn't care about her and is just, a mess, whatever. So yeah, I think it's more trying to relate that once she found who she is, that's when she met her person.
Yes, that's true, because like most of the time people are not 100 completely sure about themselves, and they have their own issues, and so they're trying to find the partner so it could help with everything and deal with every feelings that they have undealt with within themselves. So that's a great answer. And I'm gonna probably thinking about it a little bit more.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot to unpack. Just being ourselves is really hard. I wish it wasn't.
Yeah. But it's so true. And Stephanie, what are your plans for the future with acting? And tell me something more about your experience with this movie or past movies. I'm really curious. Because you're the only actress here.
Oh, fun. Yeah, that's true. I didn't realize that. Future plans, I don't know. I'm just gonna, it's just the process of auditioning and seeing what you get. But obviously I have films I'd love to be part of. I love the whole World War II era, so I'm always looking out for any sort of film about World War II, maybe like a resistance film or something. I love animal movies, so I want to be in some animal movie where I interact with the wild animal. And so those are some future hopes. But other than that, I don't have any projects lined up right now, just auditioning. And I'd like to get back on stage a little bit more. I just closed with a theater production of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I did that. I've done that 3 different times, so that was really fun to just kind of get off of. This film was really fun because it was a lot different than what I usually do acting wise. I'm a very serious person usually and like to go really deep, and Diana's so like over the top, Meredith's made note for me every scene when we were filming was like, Stephanie, just more, just big, just be crazy. And so it was kind of fun that way. It really made me trust Meredith and just be like, okay, the director's going to guide me. I'm going to go over the top. So that was kind of a fun experience. I remember one day, in the beginning of the film where the lemon gets thrown and Meredith catches it. We were filming that, and then Diana gets hit. Does Diana get hit in the head? Wow, I'm blanking. Anyway, I just remember the one day that we were filming and I had to get hit in the head with a lemon over and over. And so they were throwing the lemon at my head and I just, it didn't hurt. And I remember the guy who was throwing the lemon just felt so bad that he was throwing a lemon at my head. That's a memory that sticks out to me. That was so funny. No pain, no whatever, but it's just so weird what you do for movies.
Yes.
So yeah, does that a good enough answer? Do you want more?
I was wondering about Meredith. Meredith, is she a singer or she's just multi-talented?
She's just multi-talented. I don't, she kind of will have like more a focus in this area, and then more like it kind of ebbs and flows. She acts, she directs and writes, and she sings.
Wow.
Yeah, records her own music, writes her. Kind of irritating when, you know, she's awesome. Yeah, she was fun to work with.
Yes, so definitely you should greeting from us, and that we were impressed by her as well as with you.
Awesome.
You did also
Aw.
a great job, and
Thank
I
you.
really love the whole like visual part of the movie. I think it's so like eye-catching, and like the
Yeah.
whole aesthetic, like 50s, and the cuts and the singing, and I don't know, I really love it. So thank you
Good. Oh, I'm
for
so glad. Thank
film
you.
for it.
Thank you so much.
And
Oh,
thank
I'm
you
so
for
glad.
this little interview with you as well. And
Yeah.
yeah, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This is amazing.
So thank you very much, Stephanie. And let's move on to the next one. I think it's what is next? Kristýna,
Next.
do we have anyone here already?
Yes, we have Andrew.
Okay.
We almost missed it by an hour, but made it.
Thank you.
All right.
So this is your part.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, Andrew. I guess I'm saying hi to the Big Apple, New York. Yes. Hello. So can you introduce yourself? Let's just start off with you, and then I'm going to say a few sentences about your movie.
Hi, I'm Andrew, and my movie is The Butler and the Ball, and it's just about being courageous, following your heart, and finding connections with other people.
Mm-hmm. The movie, when I talk about the narrative, is about, I say, a neglected boy who's just relaxing at home, really having nothing to do, when he sees an ad on TV on becoming a butler for a famous singer. And he decides to go for it because no dream is ever too big. And he ends up befriending that butler and having a companion to have to spend time with. I wonder, who is that singer? Was it some actor or someone you know?
Yeah, that singer was actually my dad.
That's what I thought. And you were joined on his Zoom account, right? Because I saw
Yeah.
a profile. Okay.
Yeah,
And whose idea was it? Did your dad
it was my
encourage you?
idea.
Yeah.
We're just looking for something to do over the summer, so
And that's what you decided to do.
yeah, basically.
That's so cool. And your dad can sing really well.
Actually, he didn't sing it. So recorded it, and he played the recording while he just mouthed the words. So he didn't actually sing it.
Okay, but was it his voice?
Yeah, it was his voice.
Okay, perfect. I wonder, you're actually the director of the movie, but you're also the actor of the movie. So on being both the actor and the director, which role was your favorite and how different are they?
Well, both of them were my favorite because I could just figure out what I wanted to do with the movie, and then I could just act it out to see if it played. So yeah.
So was it maybe easier that you didn't have to tell anyone else what to do because you yourself did it?
Yeah. And then, but I had to tell a few people what to do, like stand here, say this. Yeah.
And what about like giving orders to your dad? How did you like it?
I liked it very much.
Bossing him around.
Do this, do that.
And who came up with the story?
Both me and my dad.
How was can you like introduce us a bit the creative process behind the script writing?
Yeah. So we were making it, and I said, well, why don't we just add like something that like is me, basically, an adventurous kid who is just going on an adventure to just find connections with someone, you know.
And he said, yes, and I'm going to be in it too. Was it his idea to play in the movie, or was it your idea?
I think it was both of our ideas. I said, well, do you want to play a small part in it, but not that small, like the second actor, like star actor, whatever.
And who was the behind the camera?
That was my other dad.
Ooh,
So,
nice. So really family movie.
pretty much.
That's awesome. And what did they say when they saw it? Whose role was it to kind of edit the movie?
It was me and my dad again. So,
so all together.
Yeah,
Did you
movie
ever have some kind of fight over how it should look?
no, he
No.
just agreed to it.
That's awesome. So you had the main say in it?
Basically. But he like
ideal.
contributed to it. He gave me ideas.
And what inspired the main character Ashton? Do you see yourself in Ashton, like the neglected kid?
Yeah, I see myself in Ashton because, well, he's basically just me, an adventurous kid who's just going around, just trying to have fun. So.
And you say it to yourself, the main message of your movie was to be adventurous and follow your heart. What about you? What is your big dream that you're chasing?
My big dream is probably to become like a better actor.
So do you see yourself more as an actor than director?
Well, not that much, because both ways it's kind of better, because either like it's both the same. Either if I'm on set, or just making people do what they're supposed to do, that's just both the same to me.
So that way you can be like an auteur, you can do whatever like all of the things of the pre-production and post-production of the movie. That's kind of refreshing, right? To have that freedom, be able to do all of that. And I wanted to ask, you were laughing when Stephanie was telling that funny anecdote about the lemon that kept hitting her. Do you have a similar anecdote? What was your like favorite scene that you were making?
My favorite scene was probably like when I talked to that hippo or whatever. Because I just made a total fool of myself. Especially when I'm just talking to midair.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. That takes a good actor to do that.
I'm just like talking in midair, basically. But
that's awesome, and that's why we have After Effects. And I wanted to ask, was this your first movie that you've ever made?
Yes, it was.
And are you planning any next movies?
No, but family is trying to push me to like create a sequel to The Butler and the Bull.
You definitely should, because I thought that the ending was kind of like open, and then like I want to see what more adventures Ashton is gonna go to with his new companion. So definitely, and come on, it's more bossing around your dads. I think that's a win. Okay, and how long did it take you to make the movie?
So we started 3 summers ago, and we started it. We started half of it. Give me a second. Sorry, my little brother.
It's okay. Is he gonna be another actor? He can come in.
Sorry.
Did he want to play?
He just wanted to annoy me. So annoying.
Okay, it's okay. My dog is annoying me also, but he cannot open the door, so it's a big plus. So you were saying about like how long it took you to make the movie.
Right. So we were in the middle of it, and I just decided I was just too young to like continue it because I didn't have any more ideas. So we took a break for like 2 months or years, I don't know. And so then by then I was, honestly, I don't know what age I was, but it was old enough to complete the movie. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you planning to go to a film school maybe?
No.
You'd rather keep it as a hobby.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And
I think that always makes it more fun when it's not your profession. It's not so much pressure. Perfect. So thank you very much, Andrew, for joining us and sharing your perspective.
Thank you very much, Andrew, too. Okay, good. He's gone.
Okay.
I wanted to greet you, Andrew. I'm director of the festival, and I enjoyed what you were talking about. So, hello from Prague. Hello?
hello.
Okay. Okay, sorry to interrupt you.
It's no problem. I think we have our next author, Varsha. If you hear us. Hello, Varsha. Are you there?
Hi,
Great. Hello. How are you?
doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. I'm glad you joined us.
It's nice to join you.
Where are you currently and what's the time?
It's almost 10 a.m. in Vancouver, Canada.
It's almost 7 p.m. in Czech Republic, so I'm not jealous of you because I'm gonna go to bed sooner. You have the day ahead of you.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your movie. Remember this. I thought your movie was about gratitude, respect, positivity, and taking care of one another. Wanted to ask what inspired you to make this movie, and why did you turn it into a film?
Yeah, for sure. I think that I was inspired because it was a very challenging time, shortly after the pandemic hit, and the moments of beauty that would break through it, where it was like very terrifying, and also there was moments where I would see people clapping at 7 p.m. and I had never seen that kind of community gathering before. And so I think because too, I was having both a very hard time, but also having a really amazing connected time with the few people I was with, I felt very inspired to capture it on film.
Mm-hmm. So your movie is full of beautiful shots of close up of, I'm guessing, your friends, your real friends, right?
They're all, yeah, real friends and family.
Because it was really like I could almost touch how real the connection was between all of you. So I thought that it was beautifully captured. And can you tell me like what came first? Because there's like a really nice voiceover, I would say, that could maybe act as like a poem or like a short story. What came first, the actual script or just maybe the visuals?
The script, yeah. I was thinking about like how I would remember the pandemic and where I'm from and rooting myself in that place. And then, of course, the community and the landscape become part of the visual experience after writing the poem.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that it was like almost like writing a diary, but directing a diary and shooting it on film?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it felt very personal.
And who do you address the movie to?
I think community, like the people that surrounded me during that time. Just some context is that I was living at school and the pandemic hit, and then our school shut down and the whole community dispersed. And we were quite an international community, and we had 7 days to leave where we were living. And so it was really heartbreaking because people were going across borders and I wasn't sure when I was going to ever see them again. And this was the group of people I found myself living with shortly after that. And so I think there was a lot of just need to reaffirm the community connection because we weren't really sure when we were going to get to see each other. So I think that like that was what I was making it for, was to show people that the love would endure the distance.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And did you get to reconnect with your friends who had to go like back home, I'm guessing, across the borders?
Lots of them for sure. It's different. We'll never live in the same place ever again in that setting. But luckily things have opened up. So in different ways, we've gotten to reconnect.
Mm-hmm. I think that you managed to capture something that's like so like fleeting, like, but the emotions are there. They're real. They're there to stay. I wanted to ask, how did you get into filmmaking? Are you studying, or have you studied a film school, or is that something you did in your free time?
I've never gone to film school. Most of my filmmaking is self-taught, that I just found it to be this amazing medium that was creative and reached a lot of people, and storytelling, but also very visually artistic. And so I had made a film for my undergrad thesis, and that was kind of like my big project. And so now I really believe in the power of film, and I work with an organization called Real Youth and teach youth how to make films because of all the ways it's been positive for me in my life. I want to spread that.
Mm-hmm. And are you currently working on a film yourself?
Actually, these days I'm not working with the medium of film. I've moved towards textile art. And so I've been doing a lot of clothing construction and natural dyeing with flowers. Mm-hmm. So my art mediums are both digital and also lots of textile work.
So did the pandemic move you to another direction professionally?
Yeah, somewhat. Just various work that I've been doing. I think that my creativity is I'm interested in lots of different things. And pandemic, it gives you a lot of time. It's given me a lot of time and made me really have a newfound care to understand where things come from around me. And that's why I've been really interested in slow fashion and sustainable textiles, to think about, how to make art that's also kind to the earth.
Mm-hmm. And I've noticed you were one of the mentors of the movie Christopher Hunt that Tiffany and Andrea made. Can you tell us, because Tiffany, I see, is here with us also. So can you maybe give a little sneak peek into what it was like, what your role was as a mentor?
Yeah. Well, it's really interesting because I myself was being mentored to mentor others. So I was working with an organization called Real Youth under a mentorship where more experienced facilitators were giving me instruction on how to run programs. And that was where I found myself in working with the Troublemakers program, which Tiffany was a part of. I think that for me in my own artistic experience, it's not enough to just do creative work for myself, that I really thrive when I see other people having the opportunity to be creative as well and getting to express themselves. And I think just it's always the most incredible experience of, particularly when you're running online film programs, it's difficult to communicate. There's technological issues. And so many times you hear people say, there's no way I can do this. And then time and time again, they produce an amazing film. So I just find it to be so amazing because people are doing things that they never thought they could do. And I get to learn so much in the process, where some people go way above and beyond anything that I know how to do, and I get to learn. So yeah, it was a really special experience. And the program that Tiffany was in was all the more amazing because it was intergenerational. So younger folks were working with older people in the community, and they were building relationships, and they were sharing stories, and they were making art. So just really meaningful connections were built.
That sounds awesome. I wonder maybe if Tiffany would like to join us at this point. She can hear us. Hey, Tiffany.
Hi.
Hi.
Having me.
I wonder, can you tell us a little more about your program, Troublemaker, that the Christopher Hunt film was a part of?
Well, it was basically what Marsha mentioned about. It was through Zoom, so it was a little weird, but we got paired up with someone who was in the community, who's also done a lot for the community, and we were able to interview them, become friends with them, and eventually make a short film about them. And we did the filming through Zoom too, so that was also very new and for me as well.
But who can say that they did a movie via Zoom? I think that's a great skill and experience to have.
Yeah, it was interesting, that's for sure.
Maybe a question to both of you. How did you find these valuable members of community? Was there like a friends of the program, friends of the film program, or how did it work, the connection?
I think a call out is put to the community. So the Troublemakers program pairs queer youth and queer elders to share their experiences. And then the film is made about the elder who's otherwise known as the troublemaker. A lot of the troublemakers have done the program in the past when it was in person. And then the word just kind of spreads through the community. So I believe that people apply, or through connections, people are called upon and asked to join in.
Mm-hmm. And was the pairing with the filmmakers random, or was it based on no?
Definitely not. No, that was something that I was a part of. Is I'm reading each person's application, what they were looking for, trying to pair people that might overlap in their experiences and be able to provide each other some sort of connection or yeah, just some sort of greater understanding. And also sometimes, it's good to not be with somebody that's exactly like you. So maybe there would be somebody that had something to offer that you were looking for, something like that.
I wondered,
Yeah.
Tiffany, did this actually happen? Can you tell us more about your relationship and getting to know Christopher?
Well, I didn't know that it was paired up. I thought it was random, but thankfully I got paired up with Christopher, and my friend was my partner. So that's where I kind of thought, oh, maybe this is not so random. But Christopher is just so nice. Me and Andrea, my partner, were pretty nervous at the beginning, but he broke through those barriers and we became friends like immediately. And he's just done so much in his life, and we were always in awe and in shock about what he has done. Like, he was a banker and a volleyball player while also being a drag queen. So it really inspired us. And yeah, it was such an honor creating a short film about him.
And what about the process of the actual filmmaking? So was that like the getting to know one another also a part of the movie, or would you say that was some kind of pre-production and then you said, okay, and now we're recording? Or because I really wonder, like, how do you draw the line between we're just talking and getting to know and okay, now we're actually recording?
Yeah, we did have like a session where we first got to know each other, like take notes on what we want the film to be about. And Christopher came prepared. He had this full script that he wanted to say and like his story. So that part was taken care of. And then there was a next session where we were like, okay, now we're filming the A roll, and we're gonna just record you saying things. But it's always nice to, be friends with the person you're filming. So it was just fun the entire time. And it was really like laid back and relaxed.
And so have you ever met actually in person, or was this whole Zoom thing just stayed in Zoom forever?
I wish I met him in person, but no, he was in Toronto and I'm in Vancouver. So kind of difficult.
But that actually made it easy, without Zoom, it would be logistically very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And okay, so let's just say that you got to know each other. Christopher brings this whole script. Can you tell us like how much footage did you have that you like made into the film? What about the process of making it and editing it? About like, do you think that editing it added another maybe layer to the movie?
Yeah, he had a lot of footage. Like I think there was a lot of footage. That's all I remember. And so we cut it down to like just the parts where he was, reading the scripts and everything. And then for the more of the effects and the stuff you see in the film, that was actually done by some editing help from real youth. Because during that time, like me and Andrew, we had something going on at home. So then someone at Real Youth jumped in and kind of helped us do the finishing touches on everything. And I think, yeah, they did a really amazing job. They brought our vision to life, and we just want to thank them.
And Varsha, what was maybe your role? Like when did maybe Tiffany and her partner reached out to you and asked? Like, was there ever a time where maybe the girls like needed a helping hand?
I mean, I think Tiffany and Andrea are actually very experienced filmmakers, and this isn't their first film. They'd made another film in a previous program, which is why we wanted to pair them together to continue their trajectory. But we did participate in some other pairings. Sometimes there was challenges around timing and how to basically communicate the story in the short period of time of the program. That's, there's so much in somebody's life to share. How would you ever choose what to tell? So yeah, we sometimes helped guide people to make it more concise so that they could communicate something rather than say a little bit about everything. But yeah, you know, Tiffany and Andrea and Christopher seemed to really get on really very evident in their film, which is very powerful.
That's what I thought. And Tiffany, did you what was the process like? Did you ask question and then let Andrew speak, or did Andrew just kind of like, did you have to, like, was he talkative a lot? Did you have to like tell him, no, I want to hear more about that? Or I just really wonder, what's it like, the interaction when the person is not next to you?
We just asked him a few questions at first, but then he started really warming up. So, and he just went on long tangents about sometimes random things, sometimes relating things. But we just wrote everything down just in case we needed that, or in case he wanted that to be in the film. But in the end, we kind of organized our notes together and sent it to him, and he created his own little script about what he wanted to say as well.
I see. And kind of like a more broad question, do you feel like there's enough queer representation on the screen?
That's a very difficult question, but I think currently we're moving towards more and more. And I think there needs to be more, but I think we're making process when it comes to like mainstream media and like Hollywood, you know, with definitely more queer filmmakers too. And I think on screen, there also needs, it's not just the quantity of representation, but also the quality. Like, are you using stereotypes? Are you hiring like let's say like a trans person to play a trans character? You know, it's also about quality. I think we're really progressing here.
And can you tell us a bit more about the other projects that you worked on and maybe you're working on? Do you stay in the dedicating your art to queer community?
Yeah, I hope so. I'd like to think so. Like at school, I'm part of their film class, and I always try to, and when possible, I try to include some sort of like queer storyline in there, or even just queer characters, and yeah, I try to do that as much as I can.
And can you tell us what you're working on right now?
Right now, it's not really part of school, but me and Andrea, we're still doing things together. We're creating this short film with a few classmates of ours. It's kind of like a project, but it's also not part of school at the same time. But I'm really having fun with that.
I'm guessing it's not via Zoom.
No, not this time.
Are you done with filming through Zoom?
Yeah. But it was really an interesting experience though.
Thank you very much. I wonder if Michelle has anything to ask or add.
I was wondering if it was like technically difficult for you to do this type of movie, because this is the first time, or maybe second time, when I don't have any like technical difficulties. But most of the time I did have with Zoom or Microsoft Teams. Did you have any type of problems during the filming?
Well, I personally, our group, we didn't have any technical difficulties, but I heard in like a lot of different groups, there really was. And I'm just thankful that we didn't have any. Hope that streak doesn't break.
Yeah. Kristýna, do you have anything to say more about it? Or
no, just that I'm very excited to see more work and more movies from this amazing project. I've never heard of anything like that, of like connecting people from community with young filmmakers. We have that program that like connects kids with people in like grandmothers, grandpas that are actually not their relatives, but it's just I think an added value that there's a movie, there's actually some art coming out of it, and I think that brings a better perspective and bigger understanding of the person and of his or her life. That's awesome. So I ran out of questions because it was also inspirational. So I think we don't have any questions from the audience.
Do we have any questions for different films?
I haven't received any, so
me too.
So I think this is it. I think there's a sign that we should probably finish because some of the filmmakers just disappeared. So I want to say thank you to all of you who stayed here. It was really great talking to you. I enjoyed it.
Maybe you could show us for this last few seconds if you're still here.
Yeah, whoever's here, whoever's listening, show your faces.
Say hi. Hello.
Thank you so much.
Thank you too. And
yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank
just
you.
want to wish everyone like a nice rest of the day and also rest of your lives. Like we're probably gonna meet again maybe at the next A-Film Fest. So yeah.
Hi.
Thank you all. Wonderful to meet you guys.
You too. So enjoy your day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for everything.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.